Hold on, birds. I am currently chewing. It's awfully hot coffee, huh? Hmm. This is jerk chicken, by the way. Sometimes words shouldn't have certain meanings to it. Just like jerk chicken is kind of crazy. That nigga died happy as fuck. That nigga died busting a nut. Like, yeah. I'm sorry. I promise not to like chewing the mic. I'm trying to like be away from the mic. But I also have like a compressor on, so like you guys wouldn't really hear that in the first place. Am I mistaken? Okay. Yeah, let me not tear it up. Like, let me not tear this shit up. Because, like, there's still, like, a little bit of meat on the bone. But, like, I kind of have an episode to record, you know. Well, we also have a bottle of what? Hold on. Give me 1 second. No, you open up this. That you fucking kid. You have got to eat fucking shit today. Taking a fucking piss. Hello, guys. Welcome to The Science is Louder by Phoenix, your bird in the sky. Welcome. You know, I also don't mind really being a furry because furries have motion, but hey, shit happens, man. Shit happens. But yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. We are on episode 16. Our series is a junior in high school. About to be, senior, man. Wow. So we got some topics, but, you know, we also have some things I've come up with. So I will talk to you guys about a myriad of stuff. First thing I want to say, though, lingo in different countries. Like, we really ought to talk about it, because in some countries, y'all really got it with y'all lingo. Taking a fucking piss is, like, the best way to describe anything. Like, are you taking a fucking piss, my nigga? Like, it's funny because they're in conversation. And if, like, he basically just whips out his cock and takes a piss, like, are you taking a fucking piss right now? Are you serious? Like, that is prime time lingo, you know? A lot of, like, American lingo is just AAVE or, comes from African Americans, but, you know, it gets dragged and then called something different. Guyet, Guyet, gat, it was something that you would say when you see a big ass, you know, because it's for goddamn. But, you know, without turn, like, gat just got turned synonymous to hats, you know? And then there's wonder why gatekeeping happens. Water, but I can understand why gatekeeping happens through lingo and whatnot. And I have nothing else to say. Yeah, I just understand why that happens. It's sick shit, right? I don't really know too much about the Irish, but I do love their accent. Low-key, if I had to rank all accents, like all of them, I say, like, I think I would have a, like, Irish, like, epithet, like, Ireland. Yes, bro. Yes. I don't know about British. British is cool, you know. So as if it's become, you know, almost like an America kind of accent to me. So it's like what an American accent would be considered is just normal. So it's like a British accent is considered semi-normal, you know. It's like, it's just different. It just hits different. I don't know. I do like Aussies though. Maybe Aussies are also above the British. Like low key, a lot of people might be above the British when it comes down to accents. Like y'all losing, bro. Like why? Like y'all already got your ass whooped during the American Revolution. Now y'all ought to get your ass whooped over this video as you guys are now bottom tier in terms of accent. uh, I really hope that, like, I have some motion before, like, a particularly bad crowd finds me so I can install the VPN because, big dog, I absolutely would hate it if I got, like, doxxed or something, bro. Like, that would just suck. That would blow. So, yeah, I don't really want to attack, like, every group, like there's those groups that have their radicals, but there are those groups that have their radicals, and no, it's like there's just certain things I wouldn't talk about. Like Nicki Minaj makes good music, and that's all I'm gonna ever say. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. If it's anything less than that, bro, I get choked out, I get eviscerated. We found you. Like fuck. I didn't want this to happen. I wanted it to just be the faceless dominator. Top Obot launching a power bomb to a top. I could see myself like in the future doing like a different thing with the voice. Stuff, like when we may not always be on CapCut using this shit. Hey man, I could learn voice acting classes, lessons, and I could like have my voice be very much changed from what it currently is. So if like people can't really recognize me, and you hard for people to recognize me, it's gonna be harder. Cause I got that accent. I got that. I got that voice changer. I don't know what other sites would use like particularly good voice changers. Cause like I be having conviction in my voice, right? Like there's this level of conviction that be in my voice, and I'm kind of wondering, like, because I don't really listen to my podcast episode. I'm not gonna lie, for the most part, I'm just in a stage where I'm mostly uploading, which probably isn't that good, which probably isn't a good thing, but I'm definitely in a stage of like mostly just uploading and seeing which one's in a bang. And recently, I seen we hit double-digit viewership, and that was amazing to see. Like, so like 38 likes, not 38 likes, 38 views, 21 views. I tend to try and ignore the numbers because it's not that it doesn't matter. Like, it definitely matters. But it can't really be at the forefront, Like, I do say a lot about how, oh, yeah, I'm doing this for the money, and I'm doing this for the money, and I'm doing this for the money. And, like, that's partially true, A lot of this, I can certainly say, is for money and monetary gain. But it's also kind of a thing of a calling, right? And it's also a thing of, like, I gotta put the work first. Like, the work, the process, the progress, for the work and the process and the progress of that process will and is going to be infinitely better for me to focus on than me just focus on winning. Because when you're infatuated with winning, it's so much easier to be stagnant and stay there and not really move because you're just so fixated on what you're gonna get. Like, Like, when I did saw him, as a fool, he disaster, like, survive in the room, snack up there his secretary bitch for the blue eyes up with a fat, like, that's how it really is. And it's like, you can't get hyped up into that yet. Like, I'm not gonna try and get myself hyped up into that yet, but I will still talk about all of this stuff in regards of a manifestation thing, not a put it out as like my forefront, right? So, yeah, water break. You know, my water is making a slight like sound. I open it, like it kind of sounds a little bit like a bottle of soda or a can of soda just being opened. And it's not disturbing me, but it's just interesting. It's like that usually happens when it's carbonated, and this is regular water, water, water. Let me pull up my notes. So yeah, you know, the kids, man, the kids, you know, they prophesy 6-7. That's how many votes it would take to force him to release the Epstein files. 6-7. I'm not gonna lie, like that might be the last thing we hear before the fucking like revolution. 6-7, yeah, and we just go nuts, like hysteria, mass hysteria over 6-7 because the fact of the matter that niggas admits, like, oh my god, niggas have been saying 6-7 is actually kind of dead. Like, like, like 6-7 really became this generation's like first like stagnant sticking meme. Like that's so crazy to think about. Like that's the really their first sticky meme. Like every other meme, it's like it falls off after a month, but 6-7 stayed around, and it's gonna come back around. It's gonna come back around and do like crazy, crazy things, man. Like I'm telling you, bro. But I'm not impressed with flowkenuinely. Like flowkenuinely is cool, you know. Where the human language, the English language. I said the human language. Wow, the English language is advancing. The English language is advancing, and I like that. I like it at a little. Right? You know, like that's pretty cool. You know, we're starting to combine words. But I'm not too impressed with that because back in the day we had something called fugly. Back in the day means the 2010s. But yeah, we had something called fugly where you're fucking ugly. It's just that simple. Um, you know, we had fugly, you know, oh that bitch is fugly. Like damn. Like that low key is like that shit is crazy. Like like to call someone ugly is always just very demeaning. Like that is, I would never really want to call anyone ugly. Like at all. Like it's not that, you know, I don't believe like I'm not attracted to everyone. It's not on that love, but it's more of like everyone is just too unique. Everyone is just way too damn unique for
For
yeah, like one thing, like one person to be considered beautiful or one ways to be considered beautiful or just anything like that, or to not call them like pretty. Like everyone is like pretty in their own ways, and it's like, damn. But fugly, bro, oh my god, bro, that was like crack to the struts. That bitch is fugly. Like I was kind of around the ratchet hoes, you know? I hated being around them. Now that I look back on it, like I don't like being around them. Not because of like loudness or anything like that. It's just like kind of like bitch shut up, but you know, that's a discussion for another time. But oh, we can discuss it now. Cause like they would be beefing with people they was just friends with, right? And like they probably just broke up over a nigga. Like seriously, seriously, seriously. This nigga is just he probably cracked though both of y'all. He on the phone telling his homeboys, he chatting it up. Look at the fucking play I just ran. I just broke 2 defenders in 1 move. And the defenders are now hating each other to a point where they're gonna need to be traded to a different team of other hating ass bitches. And yeah, it's always just so. Oh, that jerk chicken is jerking me right now. It always like amazes me when people like lose friends, like friends and shit like that, over like niggas and bitches, right? It is a thing of disrespect. Like it depends, right? Because it does depend. Like it's always gonna depend on both any party and how they feel and whatnot, right? Like if I'm like, yo, this girl's a no-go because like, yo, like we had something real intimate and we broke up, and then you don't get with her, I'm not jacking you no more. I'm not fucking with you, and you could get on my face for all I care. Um, but when this one's like, yeah, I actually don't care, you know. It's like, go vulgar in. It's like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's why I always put in my description. It's yeah, yeah. 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 Anyway, so for the Roblox, I can't lie, we are almost like, I am what? Let me see how many episodes. I'm like, I think I'm only 4 episodes. Whoa, what? Yep, we are. Oh, no, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're about 5 episodes away from being completely finished with the process of learning. This is like the beginner scripting, though. This isn't like the local scripts or the module scripts. And the module scripts seem to be the ones that really pack power in terms of like purchasing from what I've seen. Like, because like I have a bunch of playlists that I have saved and whatnot. Wait, hold on, did I not see that one? I don't think I did, bro. Oh, I don't think I did. Hold up. What? 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 That's sad, bro. Hold on, let me just search it out real quick. What's a face? Module script playlist. Yep. Ah. But yeah, this one is 37 videos, right? And it's like it has a bunch of shit delete instances. Oh wait, no, I think that's something else. But oh yeah, shit, man, shit. I think the like what I was just reading, the destroy instances and like tools and stuff like that is a local scripts. That's how local scripts work. But then there is module scripts in which this one seems different. It's tweening. I don't even know what the fuck that is. It looks crazy. User input mobile button C-frame bindables data store order data store badges animation game pass product strings run service replicated first. What the fuck are you niggas talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm kind of excited to learn that, though. I'm excited to learn that, because that is what that is. I'm at a stage where I can slightly explain to myself why the code works. You know, I could really explain that to myself, and I am so thankful for that. Like, yes, bro, like I could literally explain this shit to myself, sort of, you know. I wouldn't say I'm like the most skadoosh about this shit. You know, I'm not like absolutely goated, but I'd say that I'm picking up on the stuff kind of quickly, and I like that. Yes, this is good. I'm not even using the delta waves anymore. Like, I'm gonna use the delta waves when I'm typing, and then I'm gonna have the notes that I'm taking in my notebook to like read that off, and then just me listening to the theta wave or the delta waves, and then try and remember this all. So, you know, one day I just wake up, I can't, like, just piecing shit together really quickly, man. I do want to get a game out. I might just do a obby first. Like, that's what I might do first in the obby. And then, you know, I don't even know. I believe in obbies is going to be so easy that, like, it's going to get knocked out of park. Like, it's gonna get knocked way out the park. But I do want, like, if I was to make an obby, I would want it to be a little bit different than the average obby. Like, just something that is just, like, ever so slightly more different. Like, ever so slightly more different. I'm excited, man. Like, I can't lie, like, I've been wanting to make a game forever. Forever, you know. Don't get try not to get stagnant, you know. Cause that's when shit gets flowered, and then besides that, just don't get stagnant. I would low-key say that probably during that time as to why I didn't make a game. Depression. I would say I was slightly depressed, you know. I don't exactly know why. It was just this weird depressing feeling, like, no, like people started being more like insulting, and you know, it's like, oh, these are jokes, but it's like, what are we really saying behind these jokes? Because every joke has a little bit of truth to it, and it's like, oh, you know, it's not like, oh, you know, you don't like something that's true about you, and it's like, that's still not the point. You just said something that it's not like, oh, you made a joke about how I just fell, and because my shoes were untied, oh, you cartoonish ass niggas, like, okay, that's a little bit different. But you kind of just said some shit where it's like, this is how you feel about me as a joke. And that's like, it's it's the biggest mind fuck. You know, you try not to think about it when it comes to people, because then you're really just gonna fuck yourself over. But it's like, you gotta know a good joke. I think I just know a good joke, and you know, when I start joking, that shit sticks. Like like butter, like butter. Butter doesn't stick. Well, if you know it's in a stick, my audience, they're in a stick around because it's gonna get sticky. Anyway, hello, oh shit, I'm on the last drop of my water. Thank God I don't do face cam yet. Yeah, we're gonna do a like camera for a little bit, and then we're gonna switch into something different. Or actually, no, we could still do camera, but I'm gonna need to like get like some face coverings, you know, some shiesties. I funnily enough do already have a mask, but that would just get me recognized like that. So I'm not trying to do that. Anyway, next note. Maybe holy text-based things aren't literal as in people, but in consciousness and representations. I had to think about this, it's like, we're kind of, I wouldn't say we're necessarily in the end times or the world is going to end. No, shit is going to prevail. Justice will prevail. I see it. Justice will prevail. And, feel me, this nigga Trump is going to get stomped. And all Republicans after, low key, bro, after this, bro, Republicans needs to go so far left. They need to go so far left, they make something more far left than fucking communism. Because, no. And low key, Israel might get cut off. I could really see Israel just, combusting in some sort of way. Like niggas is just not gonna really want to fuck with y'all after this. They're such a weird and shady country. I feel as if rape is very big there. Cause there was that video of the men that was demanding to be let in to rape Palestinians, and it's like, you wanna rape the thing you wanna kill. You're so weird. Raping is weird in general. I'm not gonna talk about that like that's not truth, but yeah. Cause who's really gonna wanna fuck with them? Cause it's us as Americans are going to pretty much be like, listen, you need to cut ties with Israel, and this is non-negotiable. This cannot be negotiated. All right? But, yeah, you gotta cut ties with Israel. It's like, they're just too much as a country, It's like, oh, we have a lot of control. We kind of did 9/11. We kind of did this. We kind of did that. No one, who's gonna really want to fuck with you after this? No one. Oh, we're gonna make these people fuck with you. If they find out that y'all did some terrorist shit, they will blow your shit to smithereens. Niggas will blow your shit to smithereens. They will flatten you worse than what the fuck y'all did to Gaza. Fuck. You know what they might do to niggas, bro? You know what they might do to Israel, bro? They might leave that shit looking like what Pain did to the Headley village. Almighty push. Now, I don't really like Israel, Very shady country, very shady people, very much propaganda-based country, and I feel bad for the people. Now, back to our main topic, holy text-based things aren't literal, but in conscience and representations. So certain things can represent certain other things. This doesn't feel too clear. What's in holy texts can all be prophesied, maybe all at once, just in different areas and in different ways, maybe the devil isn't always just, red man horns. It's also like he's trying to sell you something. And think about capitalism. What the fuck is capitalism trying to sell you? No. It's like, this kind of makes sense, It's like, maybe Jesus will rise back up, second coming type of vibes. Maybe the flood might get sent. maybe, but it's like maybe these things weren't meant to be taken this literal, like death in tarot is transformation. So why couldn't the what's a face the flood be a representation of us washing away and flooding away sin from our world, you know? Like, and it takes all the animals, right? Like 64 animals, and maybe they're people. Like, these animals are people, maybe they represent different animals and like what they do and what they can mean in a spiritual way. Gonna tell you right now, I believe everything is true. There is no such thing as a false God. There is no such thing as a God that isn't real. Because no matter what, you will always go back. No matter what you believe, you always go back to source energy because you believe in God, okay? You believe that God is a separate entity, which I kind of disagree with that. But I will let you rock because that is your belief. God is a separate entity from us, like that's one belief, so we got religions for that. Christianity, Judaism, Islam. Islam, yes, Islam. As if I did something wrong there. Um, maybe not. I've done anything wrong, but yeah, man, maybe these things just represent why, it's not always just this bare bones mass destruction, but rather than it being a bare bones mass destruction, it can just be a representation because they do exist, because there is irony in the Bible. You know how you have a twig in your eye, or how you turn out the man with a twig in his eye with a log lodged in yours. You see what I mean? Like, shit like that exists in the Bible. So it's like, how could it not exist? And all right. Okay, I actually want to go back to the source discussion because I didn't fully flesh that out. Right? Let's just say you believe that you are God, which is kind of what I believe because, it's an omnipotent being, everywhere, all at once, knowing everything. And he's not the keyboard. The keys on my keyboard. He's not the keyboard. He is not the phone, the battery, and the camera. He's not me, the underwear, and the shirt. It is everything. Like, there is no he. It is they, it, us. And like, even if you don't believe in God, you must believe that the universe kind of is an infinite source of like energy, gang. I mean, is there is the universe considered have infinite energy? I mean, who knows? But that I don't. Even when you believe in that, it's like, okay, you believe that the universe created you, therefore you believe you are the universe. You're still connected to that level of source energy, no matter what you do, you know. But yeah, I wish I do want to definitely read holy texts to just understand these religions, From from what I understand from Judaism, uh, it's it's a pretty funny religion. It's like I kind of interpret y'all God to be stupid, and like I find that like questionable and like interpreted, you know? Like that could really like I'm not one of those people who really believe that oh black people were the real Israelites. It's like maybe we are because like that's a very white people thing to just consider something stupid, you know? To consider something stupid. So it's like, oh yeah, like black people were the real Israelites. Y'all came and y'all claimed that God was stupid. That y'all claimed, oh, he's stupid. So we're just gonna do all these other like that sounds so very much like we as white people took your religion and did this to it. And like I don't know, but I don't fully believe in that whole black people are the real Israelites thing. I don't know. Let me challenge this. So why don't I believe this? It seems a little bit illogical. Because are Jewish people considered the real Israelites? And it's like, mm, mm, I don't know, bruh. Those are the people of Earth. I wouldn't consider them Israelites. But honestly, bro, we can always come back to this discussion of holy texts based things aren't literal. Because, like, I would just have to read. I would have to learn how to. Oh my god. Fuck that. I would have to learn how to speak, like, two languages, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Hmm. So for the last topic of today, and, you know, maybe I'll try some freestyling, but why is the struggle so painful? This is a very interesting topic that I've come up I've come up with. Um why is the struggle so painful? You know, why do we struggle? And you know, some people struggle harder, and you know, why can it be painful? Some things are just painful because maybe the person's just stubborn. Honestly, bro, I probably could have been on top of this like YouTube and this YouTube and just social media shit. If I really just would have started sooner, I mean, I can't really go back on it. I don't have like a regret of it, but it's more of like a damn, I could have been here just doing this in the now. You know, like why one got like I could have been putting out games. I probably could have people working for me to support out these games, pulling in millions of Robux per, hey, you know? And like sometimes it just comes from stubbornness. Just hoping that someone is out there that could probably also get you rich or get you to a point, but it's like, you gotta save yourself. This is a doggy dog. This is a semi-doggy dog world, you know? Like, it doesn't really have to be that way because we are definitely smarter than it for it to be a doggy dog world. Even though, nah, not really, it is definitely a doggy dog world. And, you know, you just have to be the most vicious. The big, you know, not even always the biggest, just the most vicious, maybe even the smartest dog in the yard. You know, hey, ladies, prison concepts, man. Fuck capitalism. But maybe it's like definitely a thing of stubbornness. You know, it's like, well, I don't really want to move because I know my friend's gonna make it out. How could this piggyback off him? And it's like, damn, that's one hell of a plan. Because what happens when that nigga says no to you? I'm when that nigga is like, I'm just too busy for this shit. And, you know, it's just gonna hit different. Like, it just hits different. You know, this struggle could be painful because of stubbornness. I would also say that it's painful because you could potentially ignore the signs while it's there. Like, the universe will show you everything, no matter what. You know, God will show you everything. How life comes through you will show you everything and where you need to go and where you need to be. It's just on you to really make that shit happen. You know, you can't really be stagnant. Like, stagnation can really hold you back. It could have you stuck on some shit for years, like stuck on some shit for months, bro. And it's a draining energy, just draining you and draining you and draining you. And it's not good. You know, let the signs be there. But people in some cases just want to ignore them. Charlotte could also be painful because maybe you also have to realize that your current reality and who you are and who you're around and like how you need to think different and just be different than what the fuck is currently in front of you. Like, just so different that it's like you can just leave this situation. Like, when the universe starts showing you where you need to be and how you can get that and how you can obtain that, you know, it's like I'm thinking about broccoli bit bookies or chocolate chip cookies, you know. And, you know, I could keep thinking about it. And guess what? I might get some chocolate chip motherfucking cookies, my nigga. Do you see how amazing that is? You know, we don't really talk about the magic of the universe or chance or anything like that enough, bro. Like, we don't talk about it enough. We don't. It's almost euphoric, you know, to think about. It's like, wait, what? I'm the universe and I'm made of love, that when irony, and no matter what, I could get what I want as long as I work for it at least halfway too. That's the crazy part. You can work halfway, you can work half-assed and still get the shit you want. And that's amazing. That's amazing. You know, it's like certain things people don't really consider success. This is why I'm like, yo, stop considering like getting money and hoes. Like, super successful things, anyone can get money. Okay, some homeless people have money. It's not a lot, but homeless people have money. Why are you impressed? You know, there's a fucking crackhead fucking some girl for his crack, and guess what? You're impressed by this. Like no, it's like you can't be fixated on things either. Maybe that's also part of the struggle, unfixating yourself, you know? You really got to focus on what you have putting out and what's your work and everything like that. Things of that nature. There's honestly a lot to struggle, you know? But metamorphosis, and this is where I changed to, and God, I'm so thankful. I'm the man. This is what I mean, bruh. This is what I mean. Like, I would literally love to have a voice changer that's like, yeah, that's like, yeah. Yeah, like a nice voice changer. It's like a cookie, like the conviction of what I'm doing can stay and whatnot. But yeah, this is probably gonna be one of the last episodes with a blank screen. Actually, I do like the format that I do, right? Because what I like to do is that for the Patreon, you guys basically get a whole ass MP3. Like you guys could just listen to it, right? But with the YouTube, it's like you can't really do that too much, and it's like okay, cool. Um. Ah. Yeah. 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 Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. I've run out of things to say. Kind of for the most part, I want to collect a lot of fucking topics, man. You know, and I also don't like really talking politics too much because I do want this podcast to be a bit silly and a bit rambunctious, you know? Brown found their own from, you know that email from Fortnite, rambunctious. Go Google that. When, after this, which, you know, it's, the episode's already about to end, but I appreciate everyone who's here and anyone who's watching and all 38 of those people and all 24 of those people. It shows me it's working. Everything is working. Everything is coming straight towards me and not, it's coming through me and not towards or really at me. Never, there's nothing really here to harm you in the universe either. Just people, me and people. And being a person, well, that's a very defining trait. It's a hella defining trait. Because being a person is to be anyone. And to be anyone is to be everything. To be everything is to also mean nothing. It's a very strange process. I'm sure my, sometimes what I feel with his false profoundity goodbyes her into real profoundness. Could have been a philosophy major. But I'd rather chase things never thought of. Live a life you'd be proud of. I love that album. Man. I got like. I want to do film analysis. Speaking of, I have another motherfucking edit for you niggas, okay? We have another semi-cursed edit, on the way. I have to watch a movie first. I want to watch that movie in particular and then go make the edit so I could really understand the movie and pick out what clips I want from the movie. But like, yeah, it's going to be another cursed edit, but this cursed edit is going to like, this one's going to blow up. That one's going to blow up. But the other one didn't blow up, and that's fine. We could just always make another one. That's of the past now. So, yeah. Yeah. Buzzing, but it's been your bird in the sky. Your fiendish phoenix. I'm out of here. Toodles.